But most young girls are aspiring to become somebody's wife. They are not thinking about independence. They're not thinking about financial stability, just in the case that something happens. Hello, you guys. Welcome to the space. If you're just coming across the space for the first time, I am Kemdi. I came up with a series on normalizing entering into relationship for the right reasons. Reason being that most of the reasons we've been given as to why we should get into relationships, I'm talking about romantic relationships. For me, I feel like they are the wrong reasons. Now, these reasons could be right, considering the motive behind it. And also the motive behind those reasons is also what, for me, I think makes them wrong. The first video I shot, I talked about getting into relationship as adults. That is, an adult dating an adult. I'm actually not talking about teenagers right now. I'm talking about people in their 20s, like young girls in their 20s, young men in their 20s, getting into relationship with full-blown adults, people in their 30s, in their 40s, and in their 50s. As far as I'm concerned, it does not make any sense. Two mature people should date each other, and two young people should date each other. That is how I see relationship. The age gap for me doesn't matter as long as these are two matured people who are mentally, psychologically, and emotionally matured. Then that's fine, okay? Because both parties have gone through, life experiences. Both parties have gone through different level of struggles, and they've been able to overcome certain things, right? One of the reasons why I believe that women should get to a certain level of maturity before getting into relationship is stability. And when we talk about stability, I am talking about financial stability, because one thing that we have seen happening in our society, if you're an African born in any of those African countries, you know what it's like. When a man has gotten to certain states, like certain financial status, he's told that he needs to get married, right? He's told that it's time to start a family, because everyone around believes that he's now capable of taking care of extra mouths, right? But in reality, they do not consider how this affects a woman in a relationship. Because the truth is that looking at the society we are, existing in today, it's not just today, it's always been like that. But looking at the society we are existing today, we see that women suffer more as a result of lack of financial stability. When a woman cannot provide for herself, when a woman has to depend on the man, when a woman has to sacrifice, her life, her career, her, everything concerning herself to build a home, most times it is the woman who suffers, because whatever is dished out to you, you have to tolerate, right? We're still getting to other areas as to how relationships affect women, but I'm looking at financial stability at this moment, and I strongly believe that women should start teaching the younger generation, young girls, their children, their nieces, other women, that financial stability is important for every woman. Gone are the days when your number one focus as a young adult is to find a man. Gone are the days when, as a young adult woman, the first thing you're thinking about is to, get yourself a man. The truth is that you cannot tell what would happen in the future, right? As life unravels, as this relationship unravels, you cannot tell what is going to happen in time to come. You cannot tell, if the man who you fell in love with or who claims to love you is going to start at some point. I don't know if that makes sense. I know this is a serious issue, even though I'm laughing. It's a very serious issue. I remember a video I saw some time ago where a lady was asked, I don't know if she's matured enough to be called a lady, but This girl was asked, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? She said, her husband's house, right? This is like the dream of most young girls out there. This is what every young girl is aspiring, not every young girl, but most young girls are aspiring to become somebody's wife. They are not thinking about independence. They're not thinking about financial stability, just in the case that something happens. A lot of women you see hustling today started hustling after marriage must have dealt them some very, 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 very scary cards, right? When marriage had dealt them some very scary cards, they're like, okay, I have to wake up. I need to figure my life out. I need to sort out my finances and all of that. And not everyone was lucky, or not everyone is lucky. Not everyone is going to be lucky sorting out the finances after they get into a relationship or into marriage. This is why I believe that we should normalize getting into relationship as financially stable women, financially stable adult women, if that makes sense. Getting into relationship should not be our number one priority, but stability, right? You want to be able to live your life. You want to be able to pursue your dreams. You want to be able to make, the best of every situation you find yourself in. But one of the ways you can do that, which is like one of the major ways you can do that, is to attain certain level of financial stability before you go into marriage. I've seen women who actually went to school, have their degrees and all of that, and because of relationship, because of child rearing and all of that, they decided to keep it aside and focus on the family. But when push comes to shove, they pick up their certificates and get back to work, right? Now, for these women, it's easier for them to build compared to women who haven't even scratched the surface, right? When they find themselves in a very difficult situation, that becomes, a different story, right? So I believe that we should normalize attaining some level of financial stability before getting into a relationship. Just be, that's just it, right? That's just it. Relationship shouldn't be the main focus for women. Yeah? Stability should be. Okay. Anyway, as always, I would like to hear your thoughts. I would like to, read your thoughts in the comment section. So please go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe to this channel and be sure to join the family. Okay. Until I see you in the next one. Take care.